Hello students, welcome to the online classes. This class is for BSc students, subject physics, third semester, Mangalore University, 13th session. Chapter name is diffraction. Now, let us understand diffraction of light. What is diffraction of light? Bending of light waves around the edges of an obstacle or through an aperture into the region of geometrical shadow of the obstacle or aperture. The phenomenon of diffraction of light was discovered by Francesco Maria Grimaldi. Phenomenon of diffraction is noticeable only when the size of the obstacle is comparable to the wavelength of light illuminated. In daily life, we see so many instances that occur due to the diffraction. Some of them are brilliance of spider web when illuminated by sunlight. And another one is the colored pattern that one sees while viewing distant source of light to a fine piece of cloth. And one more is the light streaks that one while looking at a strong source of light with half shut eyes. This is about some introduction regarding diffraction of light. Now, let us understand the types of diffraction. There are two types of diffraction. They are Fresnel diffraction and Fraunhofer diffraction. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is Fresnel diffraction. In Fresnel diffraction, source of light and screen are at a finite distance from the obstacle, whereas in Fraunhofer diffraction, the source of light and the screen are at infinite distance from the obstacle. Now, let us understand Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. Here, the diagram showing the Fraunhofer diffraction at a single slit. Consider a parallel beam of monochromatic light of wavelength lambda incident normally on a slit AB of width d. When a parallel beam of light incident normally on a slit, then the secondary wavelets are given out from all the points in the plane of the slit, and the wavelets traveling along the normal are brought to focus at the point P naught on the screen S S dash by using a convex. Now consider the secondary wavelets which proceed in the direction making an angle of theta with the normal. Let C be the midpoint of the slit AB. Consider the wavelets proceeding from the extreme points A and B of the slit, and in the direction from a straight line AD is drawn perpendicular to the ray from the point B. Then the path difference between the light ray proceeding from the extreme points A and B is BD, and it is given by BD is equal to AB sin theta, which is equal to D sin theta. Let the value of theta is such that the path difference BD is equal to lambda. Then the slit AB may be divided into two equal parts such as AC and CB. The path difference between the rays coming from two corresponding points such as A and C is lambda by 2. And these rays interfere destructively in the focal plane of the lens on the screen, and the point P1 is dot. Again, if the path difference BD is equal to 2 lambda, then a dark band is produced in the direction In this case, the slit AB may be divided into four equal parts. The waves coming from first and second part interfere destructively, and the light rays coming from third and fourth are also interfere destructively. Hence, a dark band is produced in that direction. In general, if the part difference BD is equal to d sine theta, which is equal to n lambda, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, an integer, a diffraction minima is formed in the direction of theta. There will be similar minima on the other side of the central maximum. In particular, when the angle theta is equal to 0, then the intensity is maximum at the point P naught. So maximum is known as the central maximum or principal maxima. So here central maxima or principal maxima is observed in the direction theta is equal to 0 degree. When the path difference BD is equal to 3 lambda by 2, then the slit AB is divided into three equal parts, and the light waves coming from the first two parts interfere destructively, and the light waves coming from the third part reaches the point P1. P1 is brighter. Means when the path difference BD is equal to 3 lambda by 2, then in the direction of theta, intensity will be maximum. And this maxima is called secondary maxima. Similarly, when the path difference BD is equal to 5 lambda by 2, then slit AB is divided into 5 equal parts. The light waves coming from first two parts undergoes destructive interference, and similarly the light rays coming from the third and fourth part also undergoes destructive interference, and hence the light rays coming from the fifth part reaches the point P1. Again the point P1 is bright. In general, when the path difference BD is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2, then in the direction of theta, the intensity will be maximum. Maxima are called secondary maxima. The secondary maxima are of much less intensity compared to central maxima. The intensity falls off rapidly from the point P naught outwards. Thus, the diffraction pattern due to a single slit consists of a central bright maxima at P naught, followed by minima and secondary maxima on both sides as shown in the intensity distribution curve. This is the intensity distribution curve of Fraunhofer diffraction at the single slit. Here this represents the central maxima having the maximum intensity, and this represents the first minima, and this represents the first secondary maxima. This is secondary minima. This is the second secondary maxima, and so on. You will notice the same pattern on other side of the central maxima as shown in the figure. Further, it may be noted that the minima is at a distance of x is equal to n f lambda divided by d, where n represents the order of diffraction and f is the focal length of lens and lambda is the wavelength of light illuminated and d is the width of the slit. Further, the width of the central maxima is given by 2x is equal to 2f lambda divided by d. From this expression, it is clear that the width of the central maxima is directly proportional to lambda, that is wavelength of light, and inversely proportional to the slit width d. That means with red light, width of the central maximum is more than violet light. With a narrow slit, the width of the central maximum is more. Further, the diffraction pattern consists of alternate bright and dark bands with the monochromatic light. If you replace the monochromatic light with the white light, then the central maximum is white and the rest of the diffraction bands are black. Further, if slit width d is large, then sin theta is small and hence theta is small. The maxima and minima are very close to the central maxima at P naught, but with the narrow slit the slit width d is small and hence the diffraction angle theta is large, results in distinct maxima and minima on both sides of the point P naught on the. This is about Fraunhofer diffraction at single slit.